up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. I hope wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, you're having a fantastic day. You're striving, you're thriving, you're loving yourself, loving the people that you're with. Guys, today we're talking about a movie from 1955 directed by Mr. Jack Arnold. This is Tarantula. Before we get into all the arachnophobic goodness, hit that like and subscribe button for me. This was on Svengoolie this week, guys. And you know, I love my Svengoolie because of the trivia and you know, learning a little bit about the movies, the behind the scenes, stuff like that. And so this was a really interesting watch for me. I don't think I'd ever seen this before. Or if I had, I don't remember it well. I may have seen it when I was a little kid and thought it was cool, but I don't, you know, it's one of those things. But watching this was just really, really awesome. This stars John Ager, Mara Corday. Now, Mara Corday, she was actually a Playboy Playmate in like 1950 something, 58, I think. She's in this. We've got Raymond Bailey. Raymond Bailey, for those of you who don't know, you may know him more as Mr. Drysdale from the Beverly Hillbillies. And it has a young Clint Eastwood in one of his earliest roles as a fighter pilot. This is basically about a giant tarantula. This like company, there's like radioactive isotopes they're dumping in the desert. The tarantula, you know, obviously it's the nuclear age. So the 1950s, everybody's scared of these goodness gracious, these radioactive isotopes and radiation and all that stuff. So this tarantula grows basically the size of a mountain. He's, you know, desiccating people and eating their insides, doing what tarantulas do. He's doing what spiders do, right? But he's the size of a building. And this was just really fun. This was a really fun film. It had good acting. It had fantastic special effects for the time. I mean, to me, it was very, very just like the special effects were groundbreaking. Because I'm thinking, if I'm watching this in 1955, I'm watching it in the movie theater with my popcorn and my buddies and our little beanies with the propellers on them, and I'm watching this in a movie theater. I mean, looks real to me, you know? And even when I'm watching it today, I'm like, man, if it wasn't for the high definition that we have, I wouldn't be able to see the lines for the editing and where they were like pieced together to do special effects. I wouldn't be able to see that, and so it would still look incredibly real. So you know, if I saw this back in the 80s or early 90s, whenever, you know, I would have seen it as a kid, I wouldn't have been able to see those special effects lines and all that because of the lack of high definition. So it would have looked even awesomer to me. But this was, the special effects were great. I know it was a tarantula superimposed over a background, and then they edited things to make it look like explosions. I know all that, and that was cool. But just the trying to put myself in the position of someone from the 1950s watching this, I can imagine it probably blew their minds. You know what I mean? And this was also around the Body Snatchers era and things like that. So all these 1950s and 60s sci-fi films, they all had that kind of similar theme: giant bugs, aliens from outer space. And they were just fun. They were fun popcorn films you could go to in the drive-thru or in your local theater and just have fun watching. And like I said, it was on Svengoolie, so I enjoyed the trivia, like finding out that Mara Corday was, you know, she was actually a contracted actress, so she was in a lot of, I think this was Universal maybe, but she was a contracted actress for a certain production company, and so she was in a lot of like fantasy and sci-fi films for those people. And then again, she was also, like I said, Playboy Playmate, whatever, 1950, whatever year it was. And just all those, and I didn't even realize that this was one of Clint Eastwood's earliest roles, because I didn't know Clint Eastwood was in it until Svengoolie said something, and I was like, whoa. So I told my friends, I was like, guys, did y'all know that Clint Eastwood was in Tarantula in 1955? And my buddy was like, yeah, man, I knew that. Did he? I don't know. But yeah, this was a really fun movie, guys. It was made even better by Svengoolie and his jokes, and then his face superimposed on the spider talking on it. Like, it's just his take on it is awesome. Now, even if I saw the non-Svengoolie version, if I saw just it on Tubi or something, I would still think that it was a fantastic film. It's well worth your time, guys. I think you can find it on Tubi, maybe. I know it's somewhere streaming because it's one of those old flicks that, you know, those are typically streaming on sites like Tubi and things. But yeah, guys, definitely check it out. It's worth your time. And that's it. Thanks so much for stopping in, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.